The haunting whispers still reverberate within the recesses of my mind, a chilling reminder of the terror that unfolded in those fateful nights. The memories of those dread-laden moments are etched into my soul, replaying relentlessly like a cursed refrain. It all began in our seemingly tranquil modern town, where darkness slumbered beneath the veneer of normalcy, waiting for its chance to awaken. And little did I know, as I walked those dimly lit streets, that my footsteps were echoing a path straight into the heart of unspeakable horror. A chilly autumn breeze ruffled the leaves as I strolled along the dimly lit streets, lost in thought. The scent of damp earth mixed with the distant aroma of freshly brewed coffee from a nearby cafe. My footsteps echoed with a certain loneliness that seemed to mirror the emptiness in my heart. That's when I first noticed her, standing under a flickering street lamp, her face partially obscured by the shadows. A sense of unease prickled at the back of my mind, but curiosity pushed me forward. As I approached, her features became clearer. She was young, perhaps in her early 20s, with pale skin that contrasted sharply against her raven black hair. Her eyes, though, they held a depth of darkness that sent a shiver down my spine. "Lost?" I asked, unable to shake off the unsettling feeling that had settled in my gut. She looked at me, her lips curving into an enigmatic smile. "Not lost. Just wandering," she replied in a voice that seemed to carry secrets. "Aren't we all searching for something?" Her words hung in the air like a haunting melody. And before I knew it, I was drawn into a conversation that felt more like an intricate dance. Time slipped away as we talked about dreams, fears, and the inexplicable connection that sometimes forms between two strangers. With every passing moment, I found myself falling deeper under her spell. Days turned into weeks, and our meetings became more frequent. The town seemed to transform under her influence, the once familiar streets now bathed in an otherworldly glow. Friends and family grew distant as I became consumed by this new, intoxicating relationship. And yet, a nagging doubt persisted in the back of my mind, a doubt that only intensified as I pieced together a series of unsettling events that seemed to follow in her wake. Reports of missing people, each case more gruesome than the last, began to flood the news. The victims bore an eerie resemblance to the young woman who had captivated me. Panic and fear gripped the town, and a darkness settled over the community like a suffocating fog. But my infatuation blinded me to the truth that was staring me in the face. One night, unable to ignore the mounting evidence any longer, I followed her as she ventured into the depths of a dense forest on the outskirts of town. The moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie shadows that danced among the trees. The ground was littered with fallen leaves, a mosaic of gold and crimson that crunched underfoot as I tread carefully behind her. And then, as the trees parted to reveal a clearing, my heart froze. Before me lay a gruesome tableau, a chilling display of horror that seemed to mock the very essence of life. Bodies were arranged in a grotesque symphony, their lives stolen and their features twisted into expressions of agony. The young woman stood at the center, her eyes aglow with a sinister light. Our gazes locked, and I saw the truth in those eyes, the darkness, the malevolence that had been hidden beneath her charm. In that moment, the echoes of her whispered melodies faded, replaced by the screams of her victims that reverberated in my mind. The spell shattered, and terror gripped me like a vice. She spoke, her voice now a chilling symphony of madness. "Join me, and together we can transcend the limitations of humanity." The offer hung in the air, a temptation born of madness and despair. As the realization of my own peril dawned upon me, I turned and fled, the woods seemingly alive with a malevolent force. The darkness pursued, the echoes of her laughter mingling with the cacophony of my racing heart. The town that had once been my haven had transformed into a labyrinth of nightmares, and I was its unwitting captive. And now, here I am, recounting these events, my every waking moment haunted by her presence. I know that she is out there, weaving her web of darkness, waiting for the moment to strike again. The whispers continue, an unending symphony of horror that refuses to release its hold on my mind, the echoes of madness that I can never escape.